Dear students, so in the last video lecture we discussed about how to write the formula and IUPAC nomenclature of the coordination compounds. Today we will be discussing section 9.4. We will discuss it partly. Okay, partly in the sense we will discuss only 9.4 is actually about isomerism. Okay, isomerism, and there are two type of isomerism: stereo and structural, and coordination compounds. Okay, now it has been clearly stated in our council syllabus that this isomerism has been removed from the syllabus. So from section 9.4 we need not to study stereoisomerism. Okay, so since there is a there is a mentioning of 9.4 section 9.4, so though they have written stereoisomerism clearly, so assuming that structural isomerism is still there, I am discussing a structural isomerism. Okay, so let's see about some structural isomerism in coordination compounds. So there are four different types of isomerism. Linkage isomerism. So linkage isomerism is, linkage isomerism appears with ambident ligands. When ambident ligands are there, if ambident ligands are present, then they will show linkage isomerism. How? Like this. So this is thiocyanide, this is isothiocyanide. So this is example of linkage isomerism. I can give you one example. Okay, so CONH3NO2. So this compound, it appears in two forms, red and yellow. Okay, when cobalt is connected through nitrogen, okay, when cobalt is connected through oxygen, it's red. And when the same metal atom is connected through nitrogen, it's yellow. Okay, so having the same molecular formula, the colors are, physical appearance is different. Okay, due to the different linkage. Okay, so this is linkage isomerism. Okay, this is linkage isomerism. Now coordination. Coordination isomerism. So coordination isomerism, when we have two complex ions like this, in this case both the cationic and anionic part are complexes. Okay, both parts are complexes. Okay, so in this complex you see we can write it in another way. See, in this complex cobalt is connected to ammonia and chromium is connected to cyanide. Now let's write it like this. Now this is also possible. This time chromium is connected to ammonia and cobalt is connected to cyanide. Okay, so this compound, okay, so basically these two compounds, they are coordination isomerism. They show coordination isomerism. Okay, so for coordination isomerism you must have understood that you need something like this: a metal, one, some kind of ligand, okay, and metal 2 and some kind of other ligand. Coordination number may, or it must not vary. Okay, so this type of structure is required, okay, in order to have coordination isomerism. Next we have ionization isomerism. So let me take an example of ionization isomerism. You will understand. CONH3 5SO4 Br. Now if we ionize this, we get first bromine negative. Now we suppose what we do, take bromine inside and sulfate outside. So in this case what we see that the ions that are produced, they have same molecular formula, but when we ionize them we get different ions. That means they ionize in different manner. Okay, same ions produce नहीं करते वो लोग, ठीक है ना. एक में कॉम्प्लेक्स आयन के अंदर सल्फेट है, दूसरे में कॉम्प्लेक्स आयन के अंदर ब्रोमीन है, और जो एनायनिक पार्ट है वो एनायनिक पार्ट भी चेंज हो रहा है, बट ओवरऑल मॉलिक्यूलर फॉर्मूला इज सेम. ओके, सो सिंस ओवरऑल मॉलिक्यूलर फॉर्मूला इज सेम, सो दिस इज a kind of isomerism. Okay, and this is called ionization isomerism. Okay, ionization isomerism. Now see, so if we want to generalize it, it will be something like this. But suppose if we have something like and outside suppose we have C, then we can have something like outside B. So if this type of thing is possible, then they will show, you know, ionization isomerism. Okay, okay, and it's not necessary that coordination number should be 6. कभी कभी ऐसा होगा कि आप कोऑर्डिनेशन नंबर 4 में भी आपको आयनाइजेशन आइसोमरिज्म मिल सकता है, जरूर मिल सकता है, तो इसका कोऑर्डिनेशन नंबर से कोई रिलेशन नहीं है, ठीक है। इसके बाद है सॉल्वेट आइसोमरिज्म। सॉल्वेट आइसोमरिज्म, ओके। सो सॉल्वेट आइसोमरिज्म किस टाइप का चीज़ है, इसका भी मैं आपको एग्जांपल देके बता देता हूँ एक, उसके बाद फिर मैं इसका आपको अच्छे से बताऊंगा। सो Cr H2O whole 6 Cl3, अब देखो ना, दिस इज वायोलेट एंड दिस इज green. So what is happening in this complex? 6 water molecules are coordinated directly to the central metal atom. और इसमें क्या हुआ, एक क्लोरीन भी कोऑर्डिनेट हो गया 5 वाटर, और बाकी का 2 क्लोरीन और वाटर जो है वो बाहर रह जाता है, काउंटर आयन, ओके। तो ये आयनाइजेशन आइसोमरिज्म की तरह ही है, थोड़ा सा डिफरेंट क्या है, डिफरेंट ये है कि सॉल्वेट मॉलिक्यूल जो है, और आपको इसमें ध्यान रखना है, जब भी सॉल्वेट आइसोमरिज्म के ऊपर क्वेश्चन आएगा तो ध्यान दीजिए कि उसमें वाटर मॉलिक्यूल है या नहीं, ठीक है। अगर कॉम्प्लेक्स में वाटर मॉलिक्यूल है तो वैसा कॉम्प्लेक्स सॉल्वेट आइसोमरिज्म शो कर सकता है, ठीक है। क्योंकि क्वेश्चंस जो है ना वो कैसे दिए जाते हैं कि जैसे यही मॉलिक्यूल गिवन होगा, ठीक है, और ये मॉलिक्यूल दे के आपको पूछा जाएगा कि ये कैसा आइसोमरिज्म शो कर सकता है, तो आपको लिखना होगा कि ये सॉल्वेट आइसोमरिज्म शो कर सकता है, ठीक है। और ये कैसे पता चलेगा, वाटर मॉलिक्यूल, ओके, वाटर इज कोऑर्डिनेटेड हियर, ओके। सो इससे आपको पता चलेगा। जैसे आयनाइजेशन आइसोमरिज्म आपको कैसे पता चलेगा, तो मैंने आपको दिखाया था कि 2 आयन स्विच होने लायक है या नहीं, ठीक है। तो इसी तरीके से ये जो चारों आइसोमरिज्म है इसका आंसर्स आप कर सकते हैं, ओके। चलो ये हो गया आइसोमरिज्म। अब जो अगला टॉपिक है वो अगला टॉपिक है हमारा बॉन्डिंग रिलेटेड, ओके, बॉन्डिंग इन कोऑर्डिनेशन कंपाउंड्स। So basically we have 2 theories. One is our valence bond theory, which is very similar to the chemical bond theory that we have discussed in class 11. Basically comprises of hybridization, different kind of hybridization, and another is crystal field theory. This is called CFT and VVT. Okay, there is another kind of theory for coordination compound that's called ligand field theory, but we are not interested. We are not, it's not required for us. Okay, it's not in our syllabus. Ligand field theory you will study in higher classes. So valence bond theory and crystal field theory. So first we will go through valence bond theory, okay, VBT. What we will see in valence bond theory, we will try to explain formation of few complexes through valence bond theory. Okay, through valence bond theory. So let's take an example of CONH3 NH3. We want to know the nature of bonding or how this complex has formed. And always keep in mind that these are all theoretical concepts. We are just trying to figure out how it has happened, so we are proposing a theory. So first of all, what we will do, we will write electronic configuration of cobalt. So argon 18, 4s2 and 3d7, I guess it's 36, 37, yeah. So this is the valence shell configuration of cobalt. Now see, here cobalt has an oxidation number of +3. That means cobalt is in +3 oxidation state. So what will happen? And see, there is a 4p orbital also which has 0 electron. There is no electron in 4p orbital. Okay, 0. So what will happen? Let's just write d orbital first. So we need to remove 3 electrons. So 2 electrons will go from s and 1 from d. S will remain empty and 4p was already empty. 4p was already empty. Okay, vacant p orbital, just like in PCl5 in class 11 I show you that 3d orbitals are empty. So similarly p orbital is empty. Now what will happen? See, 6 ammonia molecules have been coordinated. So what we need, what is our need? We need 6 hybrid orbitals. So in hybridization state, what will happen? We need 6 hybrid orbitals. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have one s. We can take 3 and 2 from d. So if we take 2 from d, okay, we need 6. So 1s, all the p orbitals. So we need 2d orbitals. So d2sp3. Now see. So 3 of the 3d orbital will remain unhybridized. Total electrons, how much electrons were there in d? Total 6 electrons were there. So 6 electrons will be redistributed like this. So 6 electrons are redistributed in the d orbital, unhybridized d orbital, and entire dsp3 hybrid orbital will remain vacant. Now what will happen? 6 ammonia molecules will come with a pair of electron, because there is a lone pair in over nitrogen. So all the ammonia what is happening, what ammonia is doing, it is coordinating this electron to the metal. Okay, so what we are observing here, that we got D2sp3 hybridization. First of all the electrons are paired. So since all the electrons are paired, I have already told you that if there is no unpaired electron, then the compound, the given compound, be it complex or be it a simple simple inorganic molecule or organic molecule, the compound will be diamagnetic in nature, because it has no unpaired electron. For to be paramagnetic, one should have a unpaired electron. So it has no unpaired electron, so it's diamagnetic in nature. Now you see, I have not written over here, but you will see the quantum number 4 has been started. So if there is 4s orbital, if there is vacant 4p orbital, then there is also vacant 4d orbital also. Okay, we have not used it, but vacant 4d orbital is also there. Okay, and see, in the process of hybridization, what we have done, we have used this 3d orbital for the hybridization process. ओके हमने क्या किया है, ये जो d ऑर्बिटल मिक्स किया है ना, ये d ऑर्बिटल हमने 3d से लिया है, 3d इनर, वो आउटर d ऑर्बिटल है और ये इनर d ऑर्बिटल है, ठीक है, आउटर d ऑर्बिटल, इनर d ऑर्बिटल। तो इस कॉम्प्लेक्स में हमने इनर d ऑर्बिटल को लिया है, ठीक है, इनर d ऑर्बिटल को, अंदर वाले 3d को लिया है, ठीक है। तो इस वजह से हमने D2sp3 लिखा है। तो ये चीज़ समझने वाली बात है, आपको ध्यान रखना है, आपको ये चीज़ माइंड में रखना है कि D2sp3 एंड sp3d2 आर नॉट सेम, ये सेम नहीं है, ठीक है, इस चीज़ को ध्यान रखो, ठीक है। तो हमने अंदर वाला d ऑर्बिटल लिया, इसीलिए D2sp3 हुआ। हम अगर बाहर वाला d ऑर्बिटल लेते तो ये sp3d2 हो जाता, उसका भी एग्जाम्पल हम देखेंगे, ठीक है। तो दिस इज D2sp3। नाउ दिस टाइप ऑफ कॉम्प्लेक्स, सिंस दे आर डायामैग्नेटिक इन नेचर, ओके, डायामैग्नेटिक नेचर, they are called inner, okay, inner orbital, yeah, inner orbital or low spin or spin free complex, okay, they are called inner orbital because inner d orbital has been used in the hybridization, or low spin because they have no free electrons, so diamagnetic in nature, or spin free complex, okay, or spin free complex, okay. So this is what happens when we use inner d orbital for the hybridization, okay. And you see the example that I have taken, it has a coordination number of 6. See, it has a coordination number of 6. So this coordination compound is octahedral. It was octahedral complex, okay. So in the next video lecture we will see similar kind of valence bond theory or the hybridization process 1 for high spin complex in the octahedral complex, that means when coordination number is 6. Then we will see two different structures for square planar complexes, okay, where coordination number is 4, and in that case we will see 2 different type of hybridization that are possible, okay. One will be tetrahedral complex and another will be square planar complex, okay. So this is all for this video lecture, okay. Thank you.